everybody? It's your girl Sofia, aka Sophie, back here on Sophia's Football Talk to talk about um, Man United women facing Brighton women away as the YSL or WYSL now is back in action after a short little break for the ladies with the internationals. We back. And Tutu, I ain't gonna hold you. It was a it was a frustrating game. Very frustrating game. Before we talk about it, by the way, I do apologize for being a little bit late for this stream. I did have some technical issues that obviously needed to be resolved, but we are here, of course, either way. Before you fully start to dive in to this particular game, it's of course important that you guys give this video a big thumbs up. The more likes we get, the more we're able to push the video out there for more people to see, of course. Literally does actually really like really matter. It does. And also join the SOT membership. Do subscribe. We are still on the road to 3K subscribers. So let's make that happen, shall we? Maybe we should make this one more yellow potentially. Give me 1 second. A little bit more yellow. Yellow. Like kind of like that. There we there we go. Let me say hi to some of the people here. Big up to Bobby. Koala, big up to you. Says not good enough in regards to Man United women's performance. And Mark Skinner. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I mean, after, right before that international break, the ladies did smash up Everton, I believe, away from home 5-0. It was a game that I wasn't able to watch due to the coverage. And when I finally get to watch the game, I was like, yeah, assuming that this was going to be more so of a win, but no. First off, the game was postponed for the first 10 minutes due to, I think it was like ambulance. Obviously, it had to be there for the game, and they were a bit late, so that's why they had to start later. Um, we also, of course, had injuries prior to this. We had Guerrero, who had a knock on her MCL, which unfortunately will keep her out of the game for a couple of weeks. Apart from that, we have the Mannion and as well Jess Simpson and Gabby George, as well as Emma Watson, are some of the others that's been injured. Um, but we have, of course, as well on the other side, we had two former Man United players, Maria Turisdottir and Bagley, the goalkeeper, who both started for Brighton. And I must say, I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name, but that goalkeeper, Bagley, yo, she definitely made a couple of really big saves, especially in that first half, I would say. Some wonderful saves. And Mary Earp's second half also very clutch. But like Koala is saying, we were not clinical. What frustrates me more is because I think this was a game that we probably should have won. And we could have won. We had a lot of a plethora of, I love that word by the way, of chances in the first half, okay? Lots of chances, but we were not able to nick it in the bud. We weren't able to get those chances in the back of the net, which was very, very, very frustrating. 1-0, we had Norwegian Elisabeth Herlam who scored the first goal. The opening, of course, for Brighton, right? Uh, and for the majority of first half, even though they were 1-0 up, I still felt like we were really like, bam, giving it to them. But we just weren't able to be clinical. Literally. Pick up to Letty. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well. Welcome. If I remember correctly, you are a Man City fan, right, Letty? Do let me know. Koala Beckley was moving like Prime from the start. 100%. She was moving mad. I was like, yo, why do you have to look like? I agree with you. Prime from the start. That is probably my favorite goalkeeper of all time. And there might be the hair after that. So that says a lot. I love from the start. Love it, man. Um, when it comes to the second half, I mean, you had an offside goal in the 59th minute for Brighton. Of course, that was ruled off. We kept creating lots of chances, but, you know, weren't able to get them over the line. But then Lucia Garcia subbed in for Mallard in the 74th minute, Rachel Williams in for Miyazawa. I felt like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Mallard was a little bit anonymous in this game, in my opinion. Gaze, of course, with the trickery, I love it, but I think more so with the output needs to be worked on. But I see a lot of potential there. Um, and like I said, Rachel Williams also coming in, right? So in the 78th minute, we had a wonderful strike from Ella Toon. And she's been, getting a lot of criticism, which of course has been warranted. Let's not get it twisted. She's been poor for a while, maybe just not fully confident. In a way, like how you see like Rashford just not being in it. That's what I kind of feel like Ella Toon is on the women's side for Man United, right? But that equalizer was mwah, chef's kiss. That was so good. Wow. And brilliantly served up by Leah Galton, of course, on that left hand side. But yo, so that was around the 78th minute, and we got ourselves straight into the game. Um, you had some saves, of course, some brilliant saves by Mary Earps around that time. Nikita Paris got subbed in for Gaze in the 88th minute. In the 89th minute, we then get 2-1. Potentially would assume that would be the winner for Brighton. By another Norwegian, Guro Bergsvon. So the Norwegians today, they were pulling up for Brighton. Lord have mercy. I felt like that was very poor defending in that particular incident for sure. Again, not really good. Um, but then a sub did it for us. Rachel Williams. Yo, 2-2 with a comeback from a wonderful corner. I ain't gonna lie, I get why people say Katie Zillem is really good with set pieces. What's actually a lot of the what we're lacking with the men's team often, it's like don't get us set pieces because we're not really gonna do that much with it. Sometimes yeah, sometimes no. Most likely we won't really do much with it. It will kind of be wasteful. But with the women's team, yo, it ain't, I ain't gonna lie, it's cracking. But it's another kind of game here so far this season where we're able to, we're literally scoring and at the end, right? But 2-2, intense, but it's a game that we should have won. The more I think about it, yeah, we should have won this game. Literally, it should have been 3-2, maybe even 4, to be honest. Um, but hey, I think what Koala said here, which is very spot on, Gaze is like a Gabriel Jesus, but she's not scoring. The thing is, though, with Gabriel Jesus, he also, that's kind of what often a lot of Arsenal fans be maybe not complaining, maybe not even, maybe technically what they criticize Jesus for, where you have like the link up play, the hold up play, all of the other attributes, except from really being a clinical goal scorer, which you really do like Gabriel Jesus, to have, which he does have, right? And in a way, I really like Gaze, but she has to work more on that goal scoring output. Because seriously, everything else she does prior to it, she makes it exciting watching us on that right hand side. She's wow, she's looking saucy. She looks like a real Brazilian on compared to the ones that we have on the men's team. Anthony on that right hand side. Can we swap? I know Gates might not score lots of goals, but yo, I just need to see something. something with the fact that you see a winger that's not scared to take on a defender. That is what I sorry, I got something in my eye. That is what I really like with Gaze. But once again, she gotta work on that, maybe some parts of the decision making, the goal scoring aspect. But other than that, I do really like her. And um I don't know. I just feel like maybe the front, the attackers might have potentially let us a bit down today, with the amount of chances that we actually did have. This should have been a game that should be wrapped up. And if when you have like a Chelsea, I think slapping up, I don't know if it was Villa, but they slapped up somebody 6-0 or something in that order today, right? We were 2 points behind Chelsea on that final day. That was when, Chelsea won the league last season. So we're now so far. Let me double check. Let me see the table right now. And I'm going to address more the rest of your comments, by the way, because to those of you who are tuning in. And of course, commenting, watching, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. So far, we're sixth in the league with 9 points. Chelsea are first with 13 points. So we're 4 points off of them. We haven't lost any games in the league, but we've had three draws and two wins. So that is something that we got to work on. While Chelsea have four wins and one draw. Brighton, they're ninth with 4 points. Villa is at the bottom with 0 points. Ay, 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 with minus 12 in goal difference. Lord have mercy. Yeah, we got to score more goals as well. We got six, I think. Yeah, and Arsenal are right above us. Technically, it's very open here. Third, fourth, and fifth all have 10 points. We have Spurs in. Okay, so basically, like I said, Chelsea first, City second with 10 points. Spurs also 10 points with in third place. Liverpool fourth place with 10 points, and Arsenal also uh, with 10 points in fifth, while we then have nine. So it's very open, but I think I want us at least to be able to qualify again and get into like whether it be like again another qualification round into the Champions League, just get in there, just get it within the top three. That's all. The double save for Zellem and Millie Turner was brazy 100%. Yeah. Paul, big up to Paul. Hope you're doing well. Big up to Football United TV. Hope you're doing well. Do subscribe to his channel. Show some love. Quality, I call her Tune Fernandez, our English Magnifico. Really? I mean, hey, that was, I ain't go, I still am buzzing with that. That was such a good goal. Whoo! Big up to Val's, but by the way, I think BTW. We are live on Twitch as well as on Facebook. So hello, Facebook friends and Twitch friends. Big up to y'all. Big up to Ravi. Big up to Aaron. Says hi, Sophie. Absolutely fuming after that Luton game earlier today. Yeah, hold that. The thing is, though, we're gonna be. I mean, obviously now we're moving on to a different territory, but quickly addressing that. Man United men's team will of course be facing Luton next Saturday. We'll talk about that more so ahead on Friday. Before then, I gotta focus on the Champions League game. But even before then, I gotta focus on this game for the women's. Koala says I would have been over the moon if Liverpool lost, but I'm glad they drew to Luton. Koala, we'll have conversations. The defense is not up to scratch. Blundell Turner looks so dodgy. Hey, even though Toon scored, she hasn't really been showing it. Yeah, that's the thing. Don't get it twisted. It's like when Bruno won had the winner yesterday in that game against Fulham. He was, like I said in my match reaction then, he was shite for that entire game, or particularly this season so far. He's been horrendous. Thank you for your goal, but Lord have mercy, there wasn't much that you were doing, and I hear what you're saying. This game was just, whew, it was a lot. It was a lot. But so there are some questions in terms of Mark Skinner. I mean, do we have a plan with him? Are we maybe slowly? I don't know. He's been here for a while now, a couple of seasons. I don't know exactly how many seasons, but if anybody would, let me know. Either way, he definitely has his favorites, of course, as you can see with Toon and Zelim in particular. I mean, obviously that's his captain, but still, like I also say with Bruno, I mean with Ten Hag and Bruno Fernandez, like I think you should be able to drop your captain every now and then. I think it's important to sometimes do that if they're not showing up. Um, that you can utilize the squad, rotate and all. I do think it's important. Some of the subs, I mean, obviously, the sub that he made with, of course, bringing in Lucia Garcia and Rachel Williams, even though it's quite late, Rachel Williams did her thing. She scored. Once again, she shows up and, you know, a veteran in this game, one of the more experienced players in this Man United team, and she did her thing. Um, but it is something that we got to work on. I do think sometimes he be making some of these subs a bit too late, but it maybe showed up a bit now. But then again, could we have done more? I don't know. I think in the first half, though, in my humble opinion, this first half should have been like the game probably should have been wrapped up. If we were just able to, you know, score those chances, then I do think that we probably would have actually, um, you know, what should I say, won that game. But here we are. Here we are. Next game will then be against West Ham. That will be at home. That will be next Sunday. I'm going to try to be able to do a match reaction for that. I've actually planned to do one, but I know there'll also be like, another big game that day with, of course, Chelsea versus Man City, but that'll be later on the day. So I think I'll be able to do it. Right says Rachel Williams is a quality sub, always shows up. She does. I ain't gonna hold you. She does. She does. But it is something that you gotta work on. I don't know the goal scoring, the goal scoring, because this is also what the men's do struggle with. But at least you still have people that do be scoring goals. But I just when you the amount of it still bugs me. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah. It's games like this that you will be looking back at and be like, you know what? We should have won. We should have won. Like literally, we should have won. Legit. Quas' Mark Skinner was too late with the subs, but in his defense, I thought he put out a good attacking lineup that I was hoping would get us over the line. Yeah, I'm not gonna necessarily, you know, sit here and criticize him too much about like the actual starting lineup. I did think that looked solid then, with having Inata be starting and Mallard and all that. I'm not necessarily too critical of that. I'm because once again, there were a lot of chances created, but they weren't able to be clinical enough. Okay, that's what it all goes down to at the end of the day. And some poor defending as well to the two goals that was conceded, especially the first one, in my opinion. I do think that we probably could have done uh way better. Um, but once again, it's more so about figuring out, okay, how can we be more clinical? How? Hmm. Riviera is getting caught out of position a lot. She's good going forward, but defensively not good enough. She's giving me Regulon at Spurs settings. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, because I've noticed that as well. Haven't known much about her since as lately, of course, as she, got signed and all that. But she is an interesting player. I've noticed, as exactly as you're saying, Koala. Going forward, she's looked good, but defensively, that's where she probably lacks the most, and she needs to work on way more, of course. Because once we then, we be having a high line and we're not properly getting into position. Because I'm not gonna lie, our left hand side, especially in that second half, our left hand side was heavily, heavily exposed, where Brighton was really getting at us. And I was like, why are y'all not marking people? Like, where's the positioning? Where is the positioning? What are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? So I felt like that was very frustrating to look at in when we think about those type of examples for sure. 100%. Trying to think of anybody else. Looking at my nose, anybody else that I mean, Galton. She's doing her thing. Do. And Mary Earps did show up today. Could have probably, could I don't know. She showed up though. This goes from, for a person that probably might be leaving by the end of the season, but we have to wait and see. I don't know. I don't know. Will be interesting to see how all of this goes. I think that's going to be it for this match reaction. I didn't want this to be the longest, as I do have a lot of content coming up this upcoming week. And then, of course, we'll be having the international week after that. So I'll take a bit more breaks there. But yeah, hope that you guys enjoyed this match reaction. Make sure you like this video, because the more likes we get, the more we're able to push the video out there for more people to see. YouTube algorithm has been doing your girl shady, has been doing your girl dirty for a while now with not pushing out the videos, holding it back. I don't even know if people really get notifications like that anymore, or really are, fully notified whenever I really get any new content out. But either way, we're not going to let that hold us down. We're going to continue. Roll this to go to 3K subscribers. That's the next road. And we ain't giving up. We still have time left. Um, Feel free to join the SOT membership. Once again, I'll be back tomorrow to preview live the Copenhagen versus Man United, or FC Copenhagen, I should say, for the Champions League game on the men's side tomorrow at 7 p.m. UK, those of you who live in the UK. And then, of course, a lot of reactions throughout. So stay tuned for that. Other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a lovely day wherever you are in the world. And we are out. Bye bye.
Are you all right? Yes. No, you are all left.